give it to me. So we agreed. They told me to go to government and get a no objection letter. I went in there. And I must thank our former president, Nanado. He gave me a document to sit with Goldfields and negotiate and keep the mine going. When I did that, unfortunately for me or for EMP, I got called by the CEO of Goldfields and said, look, we have a challenge here working here. How are you going to do it? I said, oh, leave that to me. He says, no, he wants to know because they want to hold our hands. So, me being too known, I went and opened my mouth and showed him how he would do it. Then he later also said, they'll change their mind. I said, no, you can't change your mind. You told all of us you were going, so please go and leave us to do. Fortunately, government came in there and said, look, they'll hand it over. So we engaged government to let them know that mining is not just buying equipment and working in there. It is the key people that you need to put together. So I said, look, if I don't do it today, there's no Ghanaian in this country who can run a mine as hard as that mine, because that mine's rock is the hardest rock in, would I say, Africa. So even when you bring machines and you have a life of the machine to say you get 10,000, you never get 10,000 hours, you get less hours. So I engaged government and told them that, look, we'll have to do a big cut, which Goldfields would have spent about $1.4 billion to do it. But we know how to do it because we have all the other satellite pits to be able to feed in to do. So we did a bankable study, we looked at it and noticed that we could do it. We approached a few of the banks. In here, the bankers are here.
America is Ghana for enemy beya junior dia kania edundum amane homene. So eno nanam so amagana mampenyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kasa ede ato abontene so besre Ghana de hye so bia enso na komam enye dum so na asan so abane so eyedum siesie esan se ne ye hwa transformers di bebre ho no ma edi djuma be se mfihia eye aduonu mienu ni 22 years e wo sensesaye ebe mu nti se wo hwe na se wo mantamu ye hwe ne edundum kane a wo ha e transformer na mpanimfo esesane ne mom enye se dum so na asan ba bio.
National electrification program. At that time, the population of Ghana was much smaller than it is today. I think some 19 million or 18 million. Today we're 33 million. And it means that all our communities are expanding. And so if we take the example of the transformer in Ungwa, which was 22 years old, you can imagine that the transformer was installed 22 years ago. And since then, the community has expanded beyond the capacity of the transformer. That's why you have the lines being very unstable. And for many years, ECG and NEDCO have not done a mass replacement of transformers to upgrade the power of the transformers to be able to meet the growing demand in the community. And so the minister made the request and cabinet approved it. The Minister of Finance came to the assistance of the Ministry of Energy, and I've acquired a lot of transformers for installation nationwide, currently 2,500 transformers. And so we're going to see stable power after this first phase. And like he said, after that, constantly, the outages you are facing are not doing so. It is to enable you get better quality and stable power. But like he said, anytime they are going to replace transformers to inform the people in the area. So
Enkane aban lawyer penyine yon munyamfo Godfred Odame yeboa akasa ede ato abontene se kamia yese enei kan bi mame nka bi amamunanya dia ekoso eye enei esan se wo hwa obi aka asem bia na NDC amanyuko ni mpanimfo atwinipa no de akwa akogina mu ewo court ye hwenso ankeni kwan se ba no esenti obesre se aban no enhwe se ka bi mame nka bi amamu no hwe no mfendi ni djuma
in the Kufuor administration, but has now become a very endangered commodity. Some members of the judiciary have also, sad to say, become willing enablers of these violations with unjustified detentions of opponents of the ruling party. The unwarranted denial of bail to members of the MPP and frivolous prosecution of a few for expression of views on matters of public interest cast a slur on the integrity and independence of the judiciary. The most absurd effort to suppress free expression was witnessed in the baseless arrest, prosecution, and denial of bail to some members of the MPP recently for expression of their views on the LGBTQ matter through the circulation of materials in the form of caricature of some members of the Joe Muhammad.
Adeshimai baye twa ensem ni so wasansem kronemu enamrashibe jani edimekri apem north abato mpesua so enso ekasa edeto abontene se ewo se NDC amanekuo no muhu se eya amamwe entina honoma afebo eya dan a ebesa enso ato aba no wogidie se abato ede be hyehyɛ so afe 2028 no NPP amanekuo no be fa ne ntoma pa ede front NDC amanekuo ne nei se wo ye bibi afa eya ensem aga na de hye binom ka ho a wodi wo mo ekojina court na sebi no adwene ho mienu esanse enche NPP amanyoko ni besan so ababan mu
enche crowd. They are saying these people must go. Just give time. So we know how to win elections. We have won it twice, in 2016 and 2020. And we can win it again in 2028. But along this route, it won't be business as usual in 2029. The NPP will never, and all the evil things being done.
Ewo Latvia yadia o Ghana this year and war entity ye ewo honom eto anananom ewo nsie dujeto ablako ekasa edi ato abontene senya de aban ewe fisa asem ye yadia nhwehwemu egusu a ekoso na wosan so kasa edito abontene se wo Ghana ha se na koye wo man bia ye nka obi enja honom enkosa akwenti se eye wo se wo kroma na se wo man so na se Ghana ni bi wo ho na se na aban eni honom nti ubeye ne se de wo pebia hu ne se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eni mpanifo nyina etai sa wo man Ghana de hye n'echi.
Every week there are more report. We are waiting for the final forensic report and the inquiry that the government of Latvia has established. Under the leadership of President Mahama and Vice President Professor Jenano Pokwajima, won't found Ghana ni, won't deny Ghana ni right, won't undermine the dignity of any Ghanaian and think that Ghanaian.
Adeshimai baye to akase ni so yade akoko akuafo enso anodemu ansem a wakanyina ne se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama aseye hye eyekuaye ho nsem so na afen so Ghana Cocoa Board enye wona adwen se koko no obehwe na watua won ka ne mpo ebo no esan so ekofom asaban na empe koko na yade agalamsefo epe ombeton sase no ede amagalamsefo no menya omasumdue
ya dansi ayamanse isine se saban se koko no mpa galamsefo so mo yedai omope bangu se aban no koko no enye na semompe na yenti bida yehu bida emfi kosuda aban we bai on de o se yon fakuafo enye hwe to ati koko so enye se 2 million bi nye 3 million bi kaze and over and what free so ejenne minam lance bako ne kwani bi yale serious ana van ko hospital was yakarim koko yem cheka mede ni dansi ayamanse isine se saban se koko no mpa galamse fo so mo yedai omope bangu se aban no koko no enye na semompe na yenti bida yehu bida emfi kosuda aban we bai on de o se yon fakuafo enye hwe to ati koko so enye se 2 million bi nye 3 million bi kaze and over and what free so ejenne minam lance bako ne kwani bi yale serious
Edafo pa prime area Premotobre Kaseɛ eno anigusu a wo hwe Kaseɛ ubenya bi ewa Belfontenten video so nyina Facebook Ashanti Prime TV YouTube Ashanti Prime TV na TikTok enso Ashanti Prime TV wo hwa no comment wa like no wa share ede ama me kama say to ani efiri o man Ghana na ye de ani akwa akopie mu ensem ye be hyase ewo Angola na enche ye biara na Pope eye Leo the 14th ekopie mu ewo ho osigina ye se eye bibre mama na mahudu enyina no wo hye no akoma bi aso no de ensempa akoma adehye wo titiriw ene amanaman a mentime ho ase